Hey besties, welcome back to my channel where I do tarot readings. I'm actually excited to grow my subscribers so I can do live readings. And if that's something you are interested, you definitely can click subscribe. Today we are doing what is my soul contract with my parents or partner, right? So this is people who are important to you or however they fit into your life. This is something actually that I would also like for myself. My parents are really cool. They're actually pretty awesome. I can't lie. I love my parents so much. They're my besties. But this may be something other people are interested in as well, right? So let's get to it. Whoa. What is my soul contract with my parents or partner? Okay. So Spirit is pointing me towards the nature of the relationship right now, okay, with your parents or partner. Let me just get a little more context before I dive in. Thank you, Spirit. Seems like this is something people really, really want to know. I am included in those people. It's not just y'all. Okay, so right now the relationship comes through slightly strained, right? There seems to be temptation in your part that's maybe swaying you to one side where it's causing a rift between your partner or your parents. And there's been a lot of setbacks in this relationship, right? It's also kind of like you put yourself in a situation where it's borderline dangerous right now. I don't know your specific situation. If you'd like to share it with me in the comments, you can go ahead. And your strength is really being tested. It almost feels though that you are not being completely honest in this relationship that you have. And you have to be very strategic with how you navigate this relationship. So it is definitely you guarding against deceit or concealment. So I don't know if you are hiding something or that person, these people are hiding something, right? But Spirit is saying, though, there is some resentment within this union. There's basically an uncertain outlook as to what's really going to happen given what has already transpired. Because I feel there's a lot of bad faith that's come up. And well, this setback is almost like you're trying to find the balance and you're trying to adapt to the situation, but it's really hard because this person or your parents are they are obviously very prominent figures in your life, right? And this could be a partner too. This person is very important to you, so you are trying to adapt and change with the circumstances that's happening. But it also feels like you are not being completely honest with them of how it is that you're currently feeling and what it is that you really, really want. It also feels very one-sided where you make a lot of decisions which can cause discomfort in the whole relationship, basically, right? But there is that need for wanting teamwork, for wanting each to cooperate. And there's a very big hole where I just need them to understand me. I need them to understand that yes, I'm a little bit different, or this is how my personality is. But remember, apart from them also understanding you as a person, you also need to be honest and open about what it is and who it is you are, right? Good, bad, ugly, it really doesn't matter. But that communication, there is a barrier within the communication, right? Because Spirit keeps saying find balance in your life to build your success. And this contract that you have with them any relationship would always be tumultuous at some point in time. But seeking that balance is really, really important with this, right? Finding the teamwork, being creative together on ways of how can we really repair this and make it fully functioning to a point where we are all in at ease with each other. We're at ease, and there's love, there's commitment, there's motivation, there's inspiration, and there's beauty behind this relationship, right? So spirit is also saying you do need to start preparing yourself, because change is coming. If you allow this change, there are things though that you guys had to go through together as what's the word when you get karma together? It's not individual, but it's together. Like, you'll have a soul contract where you'll had to go through certain challenges and certain hardships together. But at the end of the day, because you'll have this commonality of hardship, it can really bring about that real beauty in knowing, well, you know what, we've bonded in this. We've bonded in this trauma. We've bonded in this hardship. We've bonded through this trial in our life where only we know how it felt to go through that. Nobody from the outside looking in can say, hey, you know what, I understand that situation, because they don't. It's only y'all that have gone through it, right? So spirit is saying really adapt to each other's feelings around something. It is time to have that conversation and say, listen, let's just have an open heart to heart. Let's speak, and let's get to the point of to the root of this, and really get our feelings out, how our strength was tested, how we approached it. Yes, maybe we could have done it a different way, but we did it the only way we knew how in that moment in time, right? In that moment in time that this hardship occurred, there was a very uncertain outlook. There was also a lot of resentment that was caused during this situation. But with communication, there can be balance. You can change the circumstances around this. That feeling of betrayal or dishonesty, I think that is where that dishonesty and betrayal kept coming in. It's because whatever this hardship was, it wasn't ever a conversation where you had a sit down and said, okay, let's talk about it. We've all gone through this together. Let's just speak and say how it affected us individually, because individually not everybody is going to have the same feelings regarding the certain situation. Everybody would have their own individual experience from the point of view that they were in. Okay, so spirit is saying once you have this conversation, plan for it, prepare, sit, be honesty is what's really going to get you through this, because your honest expression of how you feel, their honest expression of how they feel, is really going to create this very successful situation, right? The lovers came up here, and this speaks about choices. It speaks about unity is actually what keeps coming through to me, because once you have this conversation and you say, hey, well, you know what, we kind of bonded in this situation, we have gone through the same things together, but we all have processed it extremely differently from each other. But let's try to understand, how do you feel? How do I feel? This conversation needs to happen. It's something that you all kind of need to speak about it, but I don't feel like it's a pride thing. This is just something where sometimes certain emotions are hard to talk about. And that is how your soul contracts are, because y'all were supposed to go through this together. It's a cumulative karma. That's the word I was looking for. It is something that you just had to go through together to make you guys stronger. But instead of going, I don't want to say the natural way with it, because not everybody is a talking family. But y'all did kind of stray off the path a little bit, but y'all can totally get on track. It can be, look at this, actually it's the Three of Pentacles, and it's people talking, literally people talking, right? And this speaks about teamwork. It talks about teamwork, influence, having common goals. So the common goal is to actually come out of the scot-free, in a sense where Nobody's holding on to this emotional pain, or whatever it is that's weighing on somebody's mind. It's time to release this, because nobody can keep things inside forever. At some point it just blows. So Spirit, can you share with us a little more? Oh, okay, that's wonderful. Thank you. There will be success. Yeah, there you go. So the tower did fall, and I know a lot of people may see it as a bad thing, but it is not a bad thing, because right now in this situation, these things kind of need to fall. It needs to fall for y'all to get to where y'all need to be. There needs to be collapse, and not in a bad, like I said, well, I already said that, I'm sorry, but y'all need to have a reality check to where, well, this was maybe whatever happened was not normal for a family to go through, right? Whatever the situation was, it wasn't something that happens every day to families. But by not talking about it, you'll build these walls around yourselves where you're so fearful of getting hurt that you don't want to really face reality and say, okay, well, this is the truth. This is what happened. And whatever happened was beyond our control. This was something that could not have been stopped. The decisions we made was what we could make in that situation, right? So there has to be collapse. There has to be collapse so you can regrow together. And from this conversation, the world comes up, right? After this conversation is had, everybody, it will give each one an understanding of each other, which right now people are so misunderstood in the situation, because it's, like I said, trauma does not affect two people exactly the same. We've had traumatic things happen through my life, and all of us don't view it how I view it. I don't view it the way my mom or my dad or my brother views it. It's just because we've all had different experiences, and we also have different mindsets, and that's very important, right? Change is coming. The high priestess right here. Change is coming. Wisdom is right there. You guys are intuitive to each other. You'll have common sense. You'll have an awareness. There is awareness of how somebody may possibly feel, but until you actually hear that person say, this is how I feel, it's only making assumptions at that point. I hope that makes sense, right? With the world, it says that, like, this dilemma will come to a completion. Things will start getting better, because it needs to. You'll need to work together as if you're partners, if you're a family. This was your soul contract together to go through this together. Whether you like it or you didn't, it happened, unfortunately. But it's how you move forward. And how you move forward, I guarantee you, it's going to make you all so strong. Having that conversation, hey, this is how I feel about it. This is how I feel. This is how this made me feel, or that made. It is also a heaviness each person is carrying inside of themselves, that it's baggage. It's baggage that they don't really need, right? Neither do you. You don't need it either. So Spirit is saying it's time to let go of this baggage, right? Yes, it's a soul contract you had with this person or people, and this is something you had to go through, but it's also something that can heal all of y'all together by just a simple conversation, okay? And if you have any questions or like readings that you would like me to do, pop them in the comments. I'd be so happy to get suggestions on what types of, or specific questions that you may want, So Spirit, can you also just give us an oracle card to help us with this journey? Whoa, okay, thank you. This is so apt, right? Because if you're going through this with your family, if you're going through this with your partner, unconditional love, like, it doesn't get any more to the point than this. It says, my heart is free from resentment towards others. I open the eyes of my heart and discover the light and beauty in everything. I am aware that suffering can cause distress and hurt in people. I see the pure child in everyone and practice forgiveness. That literally is the definition of holding these things inside is hurting everybody involved in the situation. It's literally hurting everybody, not just you personally. Everybody has their own hurts, and this you need to release. So, opening your heart and discover the light and beauty in every being. That is also another way of opening your ears, listening to how somebody is hurt, helps you understand them. And when you understand them, you then understand the beauty in them, of how their mind processes things, of how they've processed whatever it is that's happened. So that is absolutely spirit giving you that confirmation that you need, and confirming the whole reading as well, because talking never hurt anybody, you know. I wish more people did it. Thank you for so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, I'm sorry, allergies. If you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe. Comment below if you have any questions that you would like a reading on, and I'll catch you all soon. Okay, bye.